I'm so pissed. Hey now. I'm so pissed. Ooh, let's talk about it. First of all, Wakanda Forever was the perfect title because it was fucking forever. It was Wakanda drawn the fuck out. Unnecessary. Great special effects, but what the fuck? Literally, look. It started at 11:30. The movie ended at like 2:25, 2:30. Why? Why is it? Why the fuck is that? Hey, Charming. Hey, Tappin. Hey, Shaniqua. What up, Pink Coco? Rakia, Midori. Why? What? With a goat? What? What are you talking about? Listen, y'all come in my chat and just start talking about random ass shit. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Didn't they put us against each other? Didn't they? That's what we was talking about. Gratitude, Renisha. They put us against each other and still wanted to save the genome. We waited so long for this movie. For this movie to be this. Let's talk about it. Anybody else done seen it? If you've seen it, raise your hand, please, so we'll know. I will not give out no spoiler alerts. I mean, no spoil. I don't know what I'm gonna give out because mm. I ain't seen it. Okay, listen. They tried to do way too much. It felt like an incomplete storyline. I didn't understand why they made certain decisions to do certain things. I didn't understand what the whole rewind thing was about. They tried to explain why they had on those masks underwater, but not under the water, but it still didn't make sense. Special effects and the graphics was beautiful. However, it was still what the fuck. It was still a what the fuck. She still doesn't have like a true storyline. The sister, the sibling, um, but they made it almost like I just it, I dozed off. My hip started hurting in the seat, even though there was a great reclined seat, but these seats were small, but they were reclined. Um, I was pissed because I'm like, why the fuck are they fighting each other? Now, this was the thing, right? Probably like maybe 2 weeks ago, Marshall Lee had a dream that she was taken underwater, and she was told she had to give this water deity these toys, and she could only ask one question to this deity, and that the name was we looked it up. When she told it to me, I started searching, and I found it. It's a real water deity that I believe is also Yemoje, Yemaya, and also is in the Orisha she would be Yemoje or Yemaya, and a deity she would be Dionite, right? But in this, she was taken through these woods or whatever by like these like Indian like people, which I kept saying those are the Aztec Mayans. Those are the Mayans, right? So that all falls in line with what this storyline is over in Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it made me think a lot. I'm not gonna say it didn't. It did. Um, Chuck. Yeah, there it goes. Because I want to be able to say what it is. In the Aztec religion, the water goddess was the wife of the rain god Tlaloc, an ancient deity that had long been worshipped throughout Mesoamerica. Her name is Chal Chicotelique. I'm going to have to go to the breakdown of it again. Symbolized the purity and the preciousness of spring, river, the lake water that was used to irrigate the fields. Now, she also is over children, like she watches over children. The way that Marshall described it, the way she described her, that's how I was able to find it. She said it's some CH name like Cha something. She said, but it's very long. The name is long. Now, she kept saying there was some very like green eye. It was a green eye, and then it was these long things that look like like octopus things. But we started when we researched this, like I believe those were her locks. Dionite also have long locks, right? And in like when you see the representation of Yemoje, like she also has this long hair that I believe is also locks, right? If you didn't know that the Starbucks woman that you see is Yemoje, okay? Also Dionite, right? I'm gonna pull that up for you real quick. Now there was a lot of storyline, because a lot of people look at it and they don't really know what they're looking at. So when you're looking at it, as you can see, that is a mermaid. That's what that is. That's a representation. They take all of our shit, right? They take all of our shit and then they put blonde hair and blue eyes on the shit, and you never know what you're looking at. Um, so go back to that. I want to pronounce her name correctly. Um, Trying to get to it so I can pronounce her name because she's super important, bro. When she said, I kept saying, "Nah, Marshall, that's real," and I found her, bro. I found her. Um, she of her name means she of the jade skirt, and she said I was in the dream. She said Malika was in the dream, and she told her, she said that she get to ask one question. She gave her the toy. Like she had like 2 or 3 toys, and she only gave her one or whatever. She said when she left, she was questioning if should she have given her the other toy instead of the one that she's given her. And so she said she was only able to ask one question. They told her you can only ask her one question. She said they took her under the water and put her on this like table thing in the the locks or whatever it is, it was her. She kept saying she was like the table or whatever, and she flipped her over and took her real fast under the fucking water. And she said she was only able to ask one question and she couldn't even get the question out. She said when she went to ask the question, she said, "How?" When she said how, she said she shot back up, flipped back over, and they was taking her. She had on all white or something, a towel, and it was a great dream. But I don't believe it was a dream. I do believe that she was really like taken and shown something somewhere. Um, I'm still trying to get to how to pronounce the dagger name. What I don't like is that they keep calling her the woman of the jade skirt. She's far more than that. You know what I mean? Um, Damn, where's the breakdown of her damn name? I'm sorry, because I wanna be able to pronounce her name right. Ugh, they just do way too fucking much. Okay, let me put pronunciation. There it is. Okay. That's how you say it. Chachu. Okay, that's the name. But when you're watching this new Wakanda movie, that's what you're looking at. But instead of them having her, they had him, and they have the vibranium of because you see him with a lot of blues and jades on, right? And the vibranium isn't just in Wakanda; it's under the water as well, which gives them their power. And that they're mer people, but they're not mer people. They have legs instead of fins. Now, when we met Squippler, Squippler says she has legs and a fin. And so I don't know. But Levianite, when I had that dream the other day, his legs were merging into a fin. It was crazy. I don't know. Yeah, with wings. His legs also had wings. I just was like, they really tried to do just way the fuck too much with this movie. It was drawn out. It was too many different storylines to me, in my opinion. Um, oh my god. Oh my god, cheesy. Hey Tim. You says Atlantic Ocean is hiding the lost land of Atlantis, hidden between the two melanated lands of Africa and America, considered Northwest Africa prior to Pangea breaking up. Okay. When people come in my chat and they say these things, you know, it's not that I disagree or anything because I believe that there is underwater. You know what I'm saying? Um, I believe that they know that it's underwater. There's something underwater. And we've been told that Atlantis was in the cosmos first, in the ethers, on the surface, under the water. So I believe everything that they keep showing has correlation, has respect to it. You know what I mean? I believe that they're showing a lot of things, but the fact that they pit them, like I said, they pit them both together against each other. It's like, why would you do that? Why did it have to be this? Why couldn't it have been something great? And then even at the end, and this is the smallest spoiler alert that I'll give, even at the end, he said that they're going to, so it's going to be a part three. They're going to the surface, the countries of the surface will turn against Wakanda, which will leave Wakanda needing them. It sounds like they're still trying to make them the villain and wait for their opportunity to be able to attack Wakanda. And then still at the end, even after saying that, the Wakandans went and rescued the genome. Like, they still are making you believe. Because don't forget, there's a reason why the genome was in the van and needed to be saved, and he would have just been in there. You know what I'm saying? They still want us to feel like no matter what, to save them because they're still coming after Wakanda. Save him for what? What are we saving him for? Right, Liz? The genome woman was sneaky from the very beginning. You find out later in the movie that she been sneaky the whole motherfucking time. And we went to see it in 3D. Let me tell you something. For me, the 3D could have been better. The 3D was better during the preview when they were showing the Avatar. Listen, between Cheesy and Midori, I'm over it. Cheesy, you and I discussed having to always respond to something. When are you going to grow past that? Always having to respond to something. I thought that I was a good example to show how you don't always have to respond to something. That's why the fuck you didn't know that I was into it with Maya, because you don't always have to respond to something. The shit is ridiculous, bro. You make it look like you're an angry black woman, and I don't like it, and I don't want to see it again in my chat. It gives off, it gives that melanite women gotta argue continuously. I'm over that. That's why I had to come back on yesterday. Like, damn, didn't I say I didn't say nothing bad? The Brene girl didn't say anything bad because they're always, that's what we sitting here talking about, always pitting each other against each other. That goes for Midori too. You know, there was a lot of my rules being broke yesterday during the motherfucking. It's not an argument. You didn't have to address her at all. Neither one of you. Midori didn't have to put your name in it. You didn't have to say anything back. You know what I'm saying? What is all the hostility about towards each other continuously? Y'all need some dick? You need dick? What is happening? If anybody need dick, it's me. It's been almost 4 years. Knock it the fuck off. It's been almost 4 years. Knock it the fuck off. What is happening? I had to come on and say this shit so it don't always look like we're being put against each other, because this is ridiculous. Soon as somebody say anything, Cheesy, you ready to go. And then you put in the chat, I want all the smoke. No, you don't. Not over here, you don't. Not anymore, Cheesy. Knock it off. I did go back and look. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I did scroll back up and look. I did. And I'm saying to you, you don't have to always respond in this manner. But you didn't have to. It's not your business. Let her say what the fuck she's saying. Is what I'm saying to you. Why we gotta keep having that discussion, Cheesy? Whatever she said what the fuck she said. Why do you gotta get an understanding? Listen, this is not just an isolated incident. If I see it again, I'm gonna ask you not to come back here, Cheesy. You and I've had this conversation more than one time. People are allowed to say what they want to say in this chat. And that's just that. People broke my rules yesterday. They was all in the chat saying names. Midori was in the chat yesterday saying names. And then I did see you come back and say, oh, my apologies. Like, that's all I'm talking about. Come back and correct the shit. And we move the fuck on from there. That's what I'm saying. Cheesy. I don't want to see this again. I'm going to ask you not to come back to the platform, man. I keep hearing you say that and you not hearing what I said. I don't give a fuck, Cheesy. I don't care why you said what you said. I don't care. I'm saying I'm sick of seeing it from you. I watch my chat. I come back and I watch the videos and I watch the chat. And I've even seen you say, I want all the smoke. I've seen you say it before. I've not even been on live 30 minutes. I don't care why. It's not your business. She said, why she have, answer me this. Why does she have to answer to you? Who the fuck are you? Who are you that she has to answer to you? Who are you that she needs to answer to you, Cheesy? I'm going to need an answer now. Because you need to be answered to, and so do I. Why does she need to answer to you, Mom? I've seen you do this several times over. And she answered it. And you wanted her to continue to elaborate. And I still say, why does she have to answer to you? She answered your question. So why was there any further discussion after that? Who the fuck are you? That's a grown woman. Would you stand in her face and talk to her like that? She needs to answer you to what? But why? Why does she owe you that? Why does she owe you that? She chose to answer. I said I didn't understand. Who are you? You understand what the fuck I'm asking you? Now leave my platform and don't come back until you understand. Leave my platform. Since you don't understand what I'm saying, I want you to leave my platform and never come back until you understand. Because you're not answering my fucking question. And this is my platform. Now I'm asking you to leave and don't come back until you understand. Why would you ask her a question at all? Why do you feel like she has to answer to you and you ain't answer my fucking question? You ain't answer my question. Who are you to think that she has to answer anything? She didn't have to answer shit at all. She chose to because she was showing you respect. And you came back disrespectful. I scrolled up and I looked at it. Now that you don't understand what I'm saying, no, it hasn't. You made it go left because you always in my chat angry, displaying the behavior of an angry black woman, perpetuating the fucking stereotype. And I don't like it. And I don't want you to come back here until you understand everything that I just said to you. Because now you didn't answer my question. Why haven't you answered my fucking question, Cheesy? Why haven't you answered my question? You said I didn't come back disrespectful. I asked her what she meant. And I have asked you now almost 7 to 8 times. And you still don't know what the question is? You know why? Because you still telling me why she needed to answer your question. And that's not what I said. I said, why does she need to answer? You keep telling me you asked her and what she said and what you said. I said, why? No. But why did she need to answer you? Because she did. So why does she need further elaboration? To soothe your mind, because what? You're disrespectful. You are disrespectful. Why does that woman owe you an explanation? Why did you feel the need to ask her to elaborate, even after she showed you the respect? So then how did it go wrong? If you were respectful, how did it go wrong? Because she answered your question. So where did the hang up come in at? This is a lesson in humility. No, you cannot, because you didn't call my phone and do this. You did it on my platform once again, because I've called you before and asked you not to do this. And you came back on my platform. So no, you don't get that. You don't get to have me in private when you came onto my public platform and did what I asked you not to do in private before. So where did it go wrong at? She said Atlantis. Yes. And over the last few days, I have taught that what I was told was Atlantis. So whatever she called it, whatever she called it, whatever she called it that. Let me tell you something. Let me play you something, Cheesy. Let me play this for you, because I want you to understand what I'm saying to you.
Charles Barkley, they can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z. And
control you, they can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James.
You were correcting her. And now I'm correcting you.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. It's up. You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice
No,
from nobody.
you're the one that's
God.
not understanding.
That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had the right net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important thing in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all meat meals, y'all puppies, y'all little boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
That's scary. They can't.
In this video, I agree with everything he said except for Jesus is king. Do that mean that I need to call Kanye and say to him, fuck the rest of your message? What did you mean by Jesus is king? I don't need to do that. Do you know why, Cheesy? Because I took, please don't text nothing else, because if you're texting, that means you're not fucking listening. Now I'm talking. I don't care what you're saying to me. I don't care what you're saying, because you think you can come in my chat and check people continuously. This is your lesson in humility. I don't need to call Kanye West, Kanye, and ask him what he meant by Jesus is king. If Jesus is his king, that's fine. Because for me, it's Yehuda only. I took what I needed, whether I understood what he meant or not. And then I regurgitated the rest of the shit. I would not call him and ask him what he meant. Are you confused on what Atlantis is? Are you confused on what Atlantis is? Where did your confusion come in? Where did the confusion come in at? Where did the confusion come in at? So you're not aware of what Atlantis is and what Atlantis is? Where did the confusion come in? Because Atlantis is Atlantis. And that's a teaching that I've started teaching over the last few days. This is a lesson in humility. Because sometimes if you sit quiet enough, you'll get the understanding. You'll get the understanding. The problem is, you said the confusion came in because I asked, was that Atlantis? And she gave me the definition of Atlantis. I already knew that part, but but you understood. You wanted her to call it what you wanted her to call it. You was trying to check her. And the problem comes in because you can't admit to yourself that that's what you were trying to do. You have a problem. I see very clearly. I still don't need to call Kanye West and ask him, when you say Jesus is king, do you mean Yehuda? Because if he meant Yehuda, he would have said Yehuda. But she said what she said. The issue is you come in and you try to, no, yes, you do. You try to throw underhand shade and you try to check people. And then you hope that nobody is going to say anything because you want all of the smoke. No, you weren't. You're messy. You're messy. You're messy. The problem is you don't want to admit that you're messy. And until you can take a look at yourself and see what that reflection is that you keep showing up to Quatita's channel with, you and Quatita will always have this problem. You told me in private on the phone that I keep doing this because I'm defending you. This was not in the defense of Quatita. This was your messiness because you think you're correct and you want to check somebody. You will not bring it here. I don't even care what you're saying no more because I'm getting ready to ask you not to come back to my channel and block you. Because you're still trying to tell me. And I've told you. I don't care what you're saying. I've watched you. Not only have I watched you, I've read you, correct? I know exactly who the fuck you are. No, of course you weren't arguing with her because you thought you was going to say your piece and make your point and check another grown woman and you thought she wasn't supposed to respond. But in your soul of messiness, you was hoping that she did so you can have all the smoke. Now I'm giving you all of the smoke. Don't you ever come back to my page again unless you understand this lesson in humility. You can save the rest of your words. You don't need to put them in this chat. I'm asking you to leave my platform until you understand this lesson in humility. Nobody owes you shit. That's people's problem. They think I owe them something. They think they can come and tell me. They think they can come in my chat and teach. They think they can, Quatita, now you know there's a real Jesus. No, I don't know. Because for me, it's Yehuda only. And whatever fucking works for you, it works for you. I don't need, no, you cannot, ma'am. No, you cannot, ma'am. Because you still never answered my question as to why you needed her. It doesn't matter if she answered you. I said, why did you need her? Why do you feel like she owed you that answer? She didn't. I asked you, where did it go wrong? I asked you, where did it go wrong? I read what she said. She said, Cheesy, you didn't have to respond that way. You said you didn't have to respond that way. How is it it's you? Again. Then how did it go wrong? The issue is, and what I'm saying to you, and this will be the last of what I say, the issue is you don't see that it always goes wrong with you, doesn't it? And then you say they just don't like me. No, you're nasty and you're messy and you don't want to admit that to yourself. And if you're like that in this chat, that means you're like that inside of your real life, which is why you didn't see that your own best friend was backstabbing you, ma'am, in real life. Because your messiness is clouding your judgment and you're not seeing clearly. If your best friend was a snake, she would have bit you. You need to put your eyes back on the road before you wreck. You're out of line in my chat. That's what I'm saying to you. You did. You did. You told me that on the phone. You said they don't like me and they always coming for me. That's what you said. That's what you said to me. So now I'm a liar. Don't care if you speak to everybody. I said, so I'm a liar, because that's what you said to me on the phone. Then you said, I'll be defending you in your channel. You have an issue. You don't even answer the questions, but you expect for people to answer your questions. You still are not responding to what I'm saying to you. You know why you're not? Because I'm correcting what I'm saying to you. It was a long time ago on the other channel. And I asked you, am I a liar? You said you didn't say that to me, and you did. You're responding. Correct. You are responding. However, you didn't answer me. You know, you're not lying, and I wasn't either. So this is how we're going to rectify this. I'm going to ask you again to leave my platform and don't come back, because you're not going to understand it. I didn't want you to come back until you understand it. Now I want you to leave because I think you won't ever understand it. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'm giving you a whole lesson, and I feel like I've broken it down fairly well. But as someone that doesn't stop talking long enough to listen, but you feel like somebody asked you something, you don't have to respond, but everybody has to respond to you. So with that being said, you couldn't sit quiet enough even to have the conversation, but you think I owe you a private conversation. I don't. You don't even give me enough grace or respect on my platform. This is my motherfucking platform, Shanika. This is Quatita. As I sit here and tell you, you're still telling me. And I'm telling you, you don't get it. You did ask her to respond when you asked her the question, and she answered that. And I asked you, where did it go wrong? Why am I spending this much time on grown women when I simply said what I said? I said what I said. Does it make sense to me? It's unfortunate that you have stopped the process of understanding and teaching something that was important. You stopped something that was important because you thought you were more important than the deity I was speaking of. You and Midori should really get that together. And because that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And again, I asked, where did it go wrong at? Where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? You can't tell me where it went wrong. Midori, where did it go wrong, please? I want to know where it went wrong. Because you might be wrong, Midori, but I'm just saying something to Cheesy because Cheesy and I've had this conversation before. That's my point. You may be very well wrong, Midori. I don't know. Because all I'm saying is Cheesy and I've had this conversation before. Being argumentative in my chat. No, you told her she didn't have to respond that way. But she did. Who are you to tell her how she needed to respond? See, that's what I'm saying. You can't admit that you should have just left it the fuck alone. You were arguing. You don't even know how the fuck you showing up to people. Because you're used to being messy and nasty. I'm not asking you anything. I'm telling you my experience of Shanika. And you have showed up to my motherfucking chat more than one time that we've had to have a private conversation. Now you're asking me for another one and you won't get it. And don't text me with it either. And don't send Cam over here to me either. Because you're out of fucking line. If she responded in a way that you didn't find favorable, why not just say, oh, okay, sir, gratitude. It's ridiculous. And still, you were out of line. You were out of line. And you have stopped something important about a deity that nobody now has the understanding, conception, or learning of. And you have taken 25 minutes of my time that I can't get back, that they can't get back. It's now what? 4 in the morning. You are out of line. You are out of line. You've stopped something. I don't care. This is what I'm saying. Charming, Charming T, Charming T. Because I feel like she doesn't get it. Hide her from my channel, please. I want you to hide her. I don't want you to time her out. I want you to hide her because she still doesn't understand. You have disrespected the deities with no understanding, with no apology, with no reverence, and now you must go. Because you didn't disrespect me. You didn't only disrespect me, you disrespected me and the deities, and you still don't understand that. Because you needed to be more important. And maybe that was the lesson that needed to be learned tonight. I don't know. But with that being said, um, I bid you all adieu. I show gratitude. Gratitude for coming in this very late hour. I show gratitude.